Chosen one, you will create eternal legacy wealth. God said it's your time. This is not an ordinary declaration. It is not a wish, nor a simple dream whispered into the night. This is a divine summons, a heavenly announcement spoken over your life. The heavens have looked upon you, and the decree has gone forth. You shall build a legacy that will not fade away. Wealth will flow through your hands, not only for your needs, but as an inheritance, as a fountain that will nourish generations yet unborn. Stay with me until the end of this message. Let the words sink into your soul, and as you do, write in the comments your warmest wishes, your affirmations, and the prophetic code 777, for by doing so, you are not only declaring agreement with heaven, but you are also energizing the universe with a vibration of divine intention. Watch this video until the end, for it carries within it the seed of your future breakthroughs. Beloved chosen one, hear me. The wealth that is coming to you is not fleeting, not temporary, not the kind that slips through your fingers. This is eternal legacy wealth. It is the kind that builds houses, schools, communities, businesses, and temples. It is the kind of wealth that leaves your name echoing in eternity. God said, I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. This is not a season of survival. It is the time of establishment, the time of inheritance, the time where your cup runs over and floods everything around you. The wealth you are about to receive is not just financial, it is spiritual, emotional, and generational. When God says it is your time, He aligns every detail, every step. Every connection He makes crooked paths straight, opens doors that no man can shut, and causes favor to surround you like a shield. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. And now that wealth is being transferred into your life, into your hands, into your destiny. Your legacy, wealth, will be more than numbers in an account. It will be the values you instill, the wisdom you pass down, the compassion you release into the world, every seed you plant in faith, every prayer you whisper in secret, every tear you shed in the night. They are being remembered, and now the harvest is coming. Eternal legacy wealth means you will leave behind a blueprint, a roadmap, a testimony that proves God's goodness. Across generations, the enemy tried to convince you that your story would end in lack and struggle, in obscurity, but God's word rises higher than the whispers of darkness. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. This is why you could never settle for less. This is why you have felt restless, unsatisfied, stirred in your spirit. Because deep down, your soul knew you were born to carry more, to establish more, to manifest more. There's a mantle of wealth upon you now. It is not simply for comfort, but for assignment. The resources that are about to come to you are for building, for creating, for establishing something that carries your name long after your days on this earth. Eternal legacy wealth means that you will no longer labor for crumbs. Instead, you will feast at the table, prepared for you in the presence of your enemies. Think of Abraham. He was called out of obscurity, and God said, I will make of you a great nation. Think of David, taken from the shepherd's field and anointed to rule. Think of Joseph, betrayed, imprisoned, but raised up to manage the wealth of nations. These are not fairy tales. These are prophetic patterns. And now you stand next in line. The same God who blessed them, who multiplied them, who sustained them, has looked at you and said, it is your time. Do not despise the small beginnings, for what is in your hand will be multiplied. What seems insignificant today will become a river tomorrow. That small gift, that hidden talent, that humble beginning, it is the seed of empire, the foundation of your legacy, eternal legacy. Wealth is not about sudden appearances of riches alone. It is about the divine process of expansion, protection, and preservation. Even when storms come, this wealth will stand even when economies shake. This legacy will remain, even when voices rise against you. The foundation God has built cannot be moved. For it is written, "The righteous will flourish like a palm tree. They will grow like a cedar of Lebanon, planted in the house of the Lord. They will flourish in the courts of our God." That is your inheritance, that is your destiny. Chosen one, God said, it's your time to rise. Time to walk in authority. Time to manifest the wealth that is eternal. Not for vanity, but for purpose. Not for pride, but for legacy. Not for the fleeting applause of men, but for the eternal recognition of heaven. Chosen one, wealth that is eternal cannot be measured only by what sits in a bank account. Eternal legacy wealth is built on foundation stones, laid by divine hands. It is written that unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. What God is giving you now is not fragile. It is not built on the shaky ground of chance, nor the unstable systems of man. What is being placed in your life is enduring, tested and sanctified. This wealth is bigger than gold and silver. It is influence, it is the power to shift atmospheres, to lift others from the dust, to rewrite the story of your family line. Eternal legacy. Wealth is when your children's children walk in doors they never had to knock on because you built them. It is when your name carries weight, not because of fame, but because of the goodness you released into the world. The memory of the righteous is blessed. And you, chosen one, are stepping into that blessed memory. Do not think small, do not shrink your vision to fit into the limitations of what you have known. This is the moment to think like Abraham, who was told to look to the stars, as far as his eyes could see. That was the measure of his inheritance. Your eyes must now be lifted. Lift them beyond the bills. Lift them beyond the debt. Lift them beyond the limitations spoken over you by others. Lift them beyond what your family endured in the past. You are the one chosen to break the cycle, to build something new, to establish the inheritance that will last for years. You may have felt unseen, overlooked, underestimated, but the hidden season was preparation. You were planted, not buried. And in that soil your faith grew. Your resilience deepened, your spirit matured. Now, like a tree by streams of living water, your fruit will come in season. And this fruit is not only for you. It is for nations, for communities, for those who will drink from the shade of your tree, long after you are gone. Legacy. Wealth means building in such a way that what you establish continues to grow when your hands are no longer on it. Think of the farmer who plants a vineyard. He knows he may not drink the best wine of its first harvest, but his children will. Think of the builder who lays foundations for a city. He knows he may not walk through every street, but generations after him will. Eternal wealth is about this vision, living beyond yourself, sowing into eternity. God is saying it is your time. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when everything looks perfect. It is now. The doors are swinging open. The opportunities are aligning. The people you need will cross your path. The strength you require is being poured into you. Ask and it shall be given unto you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. This is the season where your knocking is answered. Chosen one, the very tests you endured were proof of your calling. Legacy, wealth is not handed to those who cannot carry it. It is entrusted to those who have been refined by fire. Every betrayal, every loss, every sleepless night was not wasted. It was preparing you to be a steward of what is eternal. You have been given wisdom that cannot be bought, compassion that cannot be sold, resilience that cannot be measured. These are the true treasures, and when they are joined with the material blessings of God, you become unstoppable. Do not be surprised when favor begins to locate you in unexpected places. Do not be surprised when doors open that no degree, no connection, no human effort could have forced open. This is the signature of God. When it happens, it will be clear. This was not by your strength alone. This was by divine appointment. Eternal legacy wealth is not earned. It is received. It is the blessing that overtakes you. When you walk in obedience, when you keep your hands clean and your heart pure. And know this, the wealth you are stepping into is protected. For it is written, I will rebuke the devourer for your sake, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground. This means what comes into your life cannot be stolen, cannot be drained, cannot be wasted. Even if storms come, what God establishes in you will stand firm. The wealth you build will be safeguarded, not just by contracts and papers, but by the very hand of God. So rise, chosen one. This is the hour to step out of fear and into destiny. This is the moment to walk boldly, knowing that the legacy you create will outlive you, outshine your struggles, and outlast the lies of the enemy. God said it is your time to create, to build, to prosper, to overflow, to leave an eternal mark on this world. Chosen one, there is a reason why you could not give up. Even when everything in you wanted to walk away, there is a reason you survived storms that others did not survive. There's a reason you kept moving forward, even when the weight on your shoulders felt unbearable. That reason is this: you were marked for eternal legacy. Wealth, and God Himself has declared, the blessing of the Lord makes rich, and He adds no sorrow with it. This wealth, this legacy, this blessing, it is not the kind that fades when markets fall or when systems collapse. It is the kind that endures through famine, through drought, through wars, through the shifting tides of history. Think of Joseph in Egypt when famine struck the land. The entire world came to him because what God had given him could not be shaken by external conditions. In the same way, what is being poured into your life now will not be bound by circumstances. It will flow despite them, and it will elevate you above them. Eternal legacy wealth is not just about abundance. It is about dominion. It is the authority to shape culture, to set standards, to leave behind structures that remain. When you are gone, this is why your time has come now. Because the world needs what you carry. Generations are waiting for the fruit of your obedience. The cry of the future is pulling on your present, and heaven is answering. It is your time. Many will not understand the shift that is happening in your life. They will wonder why doors suddenly open for you, why opportunities find you, why favor rests on you. But you will know this is not coincidence. This is covenant. Eternal wealth is covenant wealth. It is God saying, I will bless you so that you will bless others. And when God enters covenant, nothing can break it, not betrayal, not opposition, not delay, not doubt. Chosen one, you are stepping into a new identity. You will no longer be known as the one who struggled, as the one who always had to make do with less, as the one who carried burdens alone. You will be known as the builder, as the establisher, as the one whose name is tied to abundance and righteousness. You will be like a city on a hill that cannot be hidden. Your light will shine, and it will draw others out of their darkness. Understand, this wealth is not the goal. It is the tool. Eternal legacy. Wealth is the instrument God places in your hand to heal, to restore, to create. It is not about greed, but about stewardship. It is not about vanity, but about vision. It is not about you only, but about those who will come after you. What you establish now will become a shelter for generations. What you build now will carry your family's name into futures you will not see with your own eyes. And this wealth will not just be material. It will be wisdom, honor, peace, and influence. It will be the wealth of having relationships that lift you higher instead of dragging you down. It will be the wealth of seeing your children walk in freedom, not in the chains you had to break. It will be the wealth of knowing that you finished your race well and that your name is written, not just in earthly records, but in heavenly remembrance. For years the enemy tried to convince you that your life was insignificant, that nothing you did would matter, that all your efforts were wasted. But those were lies meant to keep you from rising. Today the truth is revealed. Every tear watered the soil. Every setback sharpened your faith. Every delay aligned the timing. Nothing was wasted. It was all part of the preparation for this moment of release. Chosen one, your legacy will speak when you are silent. Your wealth will move even when you are gone. Your obedience today will echo in the footsteps of those who follow you. God said it is your time not just to gather wealth, but to create a story, a testimony, an inheritance that will prove His faithfulness forever. The oil of abundance is flowing. The river of provision is rising. The gate of favor is open. And you, yes, you are the vessel chosen to carry it. Walk boldly, for heaven has declared it is your time. Chosen one, when God says it is your time, it is not a suggestion, it is a decree. It is a command that reverberates through the heavens, shifts the earth beneath your feet, and causes everything that has been delayed to rush into alignment. This is why doors will open suddenly, why blessings will appear unexpectedly, why favor will chase you down, because heaven has spoken and creation must obey. Eternal legacy. Wealth is not something you stumble into by chance. It is an assignment. It is a divine mantle that carries responsibility as well as reward. When Abraham was blessed, it was not only for himself, it was so that nations would be blessed through him. When Solomon received wisdom and riches, it was so he could govern with justice and build a house for the Lord. And now you stand in the line of destiny, chosen to carry a portion of that same eternal flow. Do you see it, chosen one? You are not just an individual passing through life. You are a gate, a portal, through which God will release blessings into the earth. Your obedience becomes highways for others to walk on. Your sacrifices become foundations for others to build upon. Your victories become the inheritance of generations. Eternal legacy. Wealth means your life becomes a testimony, carved into time itself. This is why your journey was never easy. The calling on your life was too great for shortcuts, too sacred for comfort, too precious for compromise. The refining fire was not punishment. It was preparation. The loneliness was not abandonment. It was consecration. The losses were not rejection. They were redirection. Every detail was designed to bring you to this exact moment where you can carry the weight of eternal wealth without it destroying you. Chosen one, hear this truth. Wealth that is eternal comes only after you are anchored in values that do not change. Integrity, compassion, faith, honor. These are the unshakable pillars upon which your legacy will stand. Without them, wealth fades into dust. With them, wealth multiplies across centuries. The righteous will never be shaken. They will be remembered forever. They will have no fear of bad news. Their hearts are steadfast, trusting in the Lord. This is the foundation of eternal legacy wealth. The Spirit of God is igniting vision in you right now. Dreams you buried are being resurrected. Ideas you thought were too big are suddenly possible. Opportunities you thought passed you by are circling back, this time with greater favor. Eternal wealth requires eternal vision. You are being invited to see beyond yourself, to think not in days or years, but in decades and generations. What you plant now, they will harvest later. What you build now, they will inhabit later. What you pray now, they will live in later. Even the places of pain in your life will be redeemed into legacy. The betrayal you endured will teach your children wisdom. The scarcity you overcame will teach them gratitude and stewardship. The battles you fought in silence will become stories of courage they will repeat with pride. Legacy wealth transforms suffering into strength and ashes into crowns. He gives beauty for ashes, the oil of joy, for mourning the garment of praise, for the spirit of heaviness. You are walking proof of this promise. And the wealth you create will not just sustain your own house. It will overflow into the lives of others. You will sponsor dreams, build platforms, fund visions, and open doors for those who never had a chance. Eternal wealth is contagious. It spreads, it touches lives you will never meet. And it ripples into places you will never walk. This is why God is placing it in your hands now. Because He can trust you not to hoard it, but to release it as rivers of blessing. Chosen one, imagine the generations yet unborn who will whisper your name with gratitude. Imagine the children who will study in schools you built, the families who will live in homes you helped establish, the voices who will rise because you gave them a platform. That is legacy, that is eternal wealth. And it begins with you here and now, stepping into the time that heaven has declared. Rise with courage. Stand with faith, walk with vision. Eternal legacy wealth is your portion, and God Himself has sealed it with this word. It is your time, chosen one. Legacy is not built in a single day, but it is birthed in a single moment. The moment you decide to embrace who you truly are. And this right now is that moment. God has appointed this season for you, and His word does not return void. When He says, I will open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing, you will not have room enough to receive. He means a blessing so vast, so overflowing, so generational that your life cannot contain it all. Eternal legacy wealth is not the kind of wealth that begins and ends with you. It flows through you. You are the chosen vessel, the chosen channel, the chosen one, through whom this blessing will pass into countless lives. You are the bridge between past struggles and future abundance the hardships of your ancestors. Will meet their redemption in you, and the generations that come after. You will eat from the fruit of your faith, and hear this: your wealth will not come with sorrow. For it is protected. The same hand that gives it will guard it. The same God who entrusts it to you will preserve it. No devourer will consume it. No thief will steal it. No curse will dissolve it. It will remain because it was not built on sand. But on the rock the storms may come. But your legacy will not be shaken. Even your enemies will be forced to witness it. They will watch as your cup overflows, as your table is set before them, as your barns fill with plenty, and your vats overflow with new wine. And they will know this was the hand of God. Eternal legacy wealth is not a secret blessing. It is a public testimony. It is God lifting you up as living proof that His promises are true. Chosen one, rise into your place. Lift your head high, for you are entering a season where your name will carry weight, your presence will command respect, and your works will outlive your lifetime. You will not merely exist. You will establish. You will not merely survive. You will overflow, and the echo of your obedience will reverberate through eternity. God said it is your time. Not another's time, not a future time. Yours here and now. Step into it. Embrace it and walk boldly, for the mantle of eternal legacy wealth rests upon you.